I'm Chimo Mangazi with Business Time on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you business and economic news stories making headlines. In the program today, President Lazarus Chakwera challenges his Mozambican counterpart to boost economic integration. Also in the program, World Bank reviews Malawi's engagement strategy. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. President Lazarus Chakwera has challenged incoming chairperson for the Southern African Development Community SADC, Philippe Nyusi, to enhance economic integration. This follows Nyusi's assumption of the bloc's chairmanship on Monday. Our journalist Rebecca Chimjeka caught up with President Chakwera.
Malawi is extremely honored to be elected as incoming chairperson of SADC in August 2021. We are greatly humbled to be given this responsibility, and I wish to express our unwavering commitment to execute this responsibility with all diligence. I therefore wish to express my profound gratitude to the SADC member states for the trust and confidence you have bestowed on us. We will endeavor to carry out this great responsibility to the best of our abilities. We take this as a great opportunity for us to contribute towards the advancement of our regional integration agenda as we move on towards our SADC Vision 2050 and post-2020 SADC agenda, which has already been adopted. I wish to commend our chair, Your Excellency Felipe Jacinto Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique, for steering our deliberation well this morning and this afternoon, and for your excellent leadership during this virtual meeting. We have no doubt that under your leadership in the coming year, our organization will achieve a lot as you steer us to get to greater heights. I also wish to take this opportunity to commend and congratulate His Excellency John Pombe Joseph Magufuli, President of the United Republic of Tanzania and outgoing chairperson of SADC, for the achievements registered during his tenure of office amidst the challenges brought by COVID-19 pandemic. We appreciate your contribution, Your Excellency, that our organization together have continued to facilitate trade and movement of essential goods and services during this difficult period and ensure that the SADC Vision 2050 and the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2020 to 2030 is developed and finalized. Allow us to congratulate His Excellency Dr. Mohetsi Eric Kabetsi Masisi, President of the Republic of Botswana, for your Excellency's election as the chairperson of the Organ on Politics, Defense, and Security Cooperation. Likewise, we wish to congratulate Your Excellency Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, for being elected as the incoming chairperson of the organ. We equally pay tribute to His Excellency Comrade Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, for his commendable leadership of the organ during his tenure to ensure that the region continues to experience peace and security. It is with great honor and privilege that we extend an invitation to you all to the 41st Ordinary SADC Summit, which will be held in Malawi in August of 2021. The government and the people of the Republic of Malawi look forward to welcoming you to the warm heart of Africa. I thank you. Muito obrigado.
Every 4 to 6 years, the World Bank updates its country engagement strategy with its borrowing clients. This year, the country strategy for Malawi expires and the World Bank Group is preparing to launch a series of consultations with all stakeholders in Malawi to update the bank's strategy for the country. In preparing for the consultations, civil society players have started meeting in Lilongwe to bang heads on how they could ensure that the rights of Malawians are safeguarded as the World Bank implements its project. Michael Kayata is the executive director of the Center for Human Rights Rehabilitation and explains.
Strategy is important to civil society because first of all, you appreciate that the World Bank has an engagement framework that emphasizes the importance of engaging the citizens, especially to make sure that they are able to provide input in their strategies, but also they are able to monitor implementation of their strategies at country level. So as citizens, but also as civil society organizations, it is important that we should be able, first of all, to understand the process, but also see how best we can engage in the strategy to make sure that we provide our inputs and that after the strategy has been adopted, we are able to implement to make sure that the World Bank commitments are actually being fulfilled. They concern civil society. Much as these are economic issues, you appreciate that human rights are broad. We have social and economic rights, we have political rights, we have development rights. So it's all about human rights. And for us as civil society, this is an important area because the development projects that are funded by World Bank affect people's lives. They affect people's livelihoods. So we have to be involved to make sure that the projects that are being financed by the World Bank are promoting people's rights, and to make sure that all projects that are being funded by the World Bank are not violating people's rights. We have seen instances where projects, instead of promoting people's rights, are violating people's rights. We have seen, for example, in cases where people are resettled from their land and then maybe sent to a piece of land that is not fertile, and as a result, you find that people lose their livelihoods, are not able, to harvest as much as they used to. We have also seen cases where maybe people are compensated for loss of land, but the compensation is not adequate to sustain them. So as civil society, we need to come in to actually monitor and make sure that the development projects are not violating people's rights in that way. We have to also make sure that people are being empowered so that much as the country is enjoying development, but people should not suffer or should not lose their livelihoods. They should also be able to advance and enjoy their socio-economic rights. The right to development is a basic human right that is enshrined even in our constitution. If you look at the section 30 of our constitution, it actually guarantees people the right to development. So development and human rights cannot be separated. They are one and the same. Human rights are there to make sure that the development is not done for the sake of it, but that development actually results in improve the well-being of the people. So it's important that as we are looking at the development, we should also make sure that development is focusing on human rights. It should, in other words, be human rights centered. We should use the human rights-based approach to make sure that the people benefit from development at the end of the day. Our role should be to make sure that the strategy is implemented to the letter. The good thing about the World Bank country strategy is that it has a component for civic engagement. So all partners that are receiving funding from the World Bank have to make sure that people are engaged, they are involved, that there are consultations done before rolling out development projects. So this is important, and for civil society, our role would be to make sure to monitor those processes, to see how people are being engaged, how are people able to voice out their concerns or their issues, and how are their issues being addressed. So we will need to make sure that we are monitoring to not only ensure that the strategy is being implemented, but also making sure that Malawians and especially marginalized groups are being involved in the processes, that their issues are being taken on board, and that they are being addressed to make sure that the development projects that result out of it benefits the people without discrimination.
Chibuku Product Malawi Limited has called upon the authorities to preserve the economy and employment opportunities for the locals by classifying foreign investments. This comes against a debate going on among local SMEs on foreign nationals who are making investment in small-scale businesses to their disadvantage. It has transpired that some of the foreign nationals are sponsoring illegal importation of OPEC beers from neighboring countries. Gloria Zimba is CPL's Business Development and Corporate Affairs Manager.
The moment the situation has worsened, last time we spoke, we said it had doubled. But now, like in Lirongwe, we've lost 60% of the market. In Kasungu, it's the same, but when we take the total of Central Region, we've lost 50% of our market share. It's worse at the moment. The first problem is the COVID. It's a result of the COVID restrictions. Because our neighbors, Zambia, Zimbabwe, have closed the bars. So where production is still going on, the only market they have is Malawi. So whatever is being produced there is coming into Malawi because our borders are porous this side. Whilst from Malawi into those other neighboring countries, you can't go, the borders are closed. But on our side, the borders are still porous. The second thing, just like we spoke last time, our excise duty is still very high in Malawi. Our cost of production is still very high, high electricity tariffs, high water tariffs. So that is causing our cost of production to be very high. Because our cost of production is very high, the cost of our beer on the counter is also slightly high. And the trade retailer margin, which we are giving to the bar owners, is slightly low. Whilst in the neighboring countries, because their excise duty is very low and their cost of production is low, and also because these products are being smuggled, so they are not paying anything at the border. The selling price that side, the buying price is lower, so they can sell at a price which is lower than our product, so they are able to give the traders a higher retailer margin. So because the traders, the bar owner is making a higher retailer margin, they would prefer to trade in the smuggled product than our locally produced products. So those are the basic factors. But also the other point, what we've also just discovered, because some 2 weeks ago, we discovered a very huge quantity of smuggled product in Kasungu. So when we went in to investigate, our sales teams in Lirongwe went to investigate, we found that there are some foreign nationals who are trading like kingpins. They've hired Malawian traders to be doing trading on their behalf. They are just funding behind the scenes. So they are also giving out that beer on credit, 7 days credit, 14 days credit. But with the current economic environment, the local traders, it's very difficult to compete with the smuggled products because of all that. These foreign nationals, they've got the money, they've got the dollars, they don't know what to do with the money, and they are going into trading into territories where the locals are supposed to be trading. So it seems our regulation is also very poor in that area, because these guys are supposed to be told, you've come in as a foreign national, you can only trade in this area, you can only do this type of trading. But it's like it's free for all. You choose what to do. No one is regretting you, no one is checking you, no one is asking any questions. Well, it's not only Chibuku, but the whole beer industry. The local beer industry is suffering because, we are competing on the same market. That's why we've lost market share. I'm sure if you were to talk to the other local beer industries, they will tell you the same. So we are competing on the same market, we are competing for the same pocket, we are competing for the same wallet. But the smuggled beer is undercutting us on prices. So because we are losing revenue, we are losing sales, our revenue which we are paying to government, MRIA, in terms of our tax obligations, has also reduced. So the moment our taxes reduce, MRIA sends their officers to investigate because they think you are cheating. We are not cheating. It's only that we are selling less than what we were selling before. If we've lost 60% market share, it means we are only paying 40% of what we used to pay to government. It means we can also not sustain the whole workforce which we used to keep before. So we have to end up retrenching. That's the unfortunate part of it. So indirectly, what we are doing is we are retrenching the Malawians, but we are allowing the neighboring countries to employ more because much of their volume is coming into Malawi, being sold here. So we are exporting our jobs into the neighboring countries.
Remember, this is Business Time on Times with me, Chimwemwe Mangazi, a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. We'll be right back. Welcome back. A representative of NICO Pensions has described business as a mixed bag owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. The company's general manager, Gerald Chima, indicates that the company has lost 20% of its business in the first 7 months of the year due to the pandemic.
We have also been similarly affected. In our business, we basically provide financial services to companies that are in manufacturing, trading, transportation, tourism, and so on. So a number of our clients are actually unable to remit, for example, pension contributions or life insurance premiums. So to that extent, our business has also been affected. And obviously, because our business relies on the relationships, we are unable to fully manage those relationships because of the restrictions that we have to put in. So we're having to innovate so that we still continue to exist as a business. In percentage terms, perhaps I would be talking about maybe roughly 20% of the clients that we work with have been affected, and obviously we can translate that to impact on revenue as well. The outlook is getting better. I think each entity is also looking at how they can continue to survive. Remember, this pandemic, when it came, there was that belief that perhaps it's not going to reach Malawi. When it did, there was that thinking that perhaps it's just a matter of time. Now, we are all beginning to realize that we have to live with the pandemic. So we've seen a number of entities adapting, their business. So maybe for the next 6 months or so, we'll still continue to struggle. But after that, I believe the country will have reorganized itself.
Well, with that story, we've come to the end of today's edition of Business Time here on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Chimwemwe Mangazi. But always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.